Can Cyrus conquer all of Paldea and Pokemon Scarlet, even with these added rules to make the journey more demanding? Well, in our quest, we'll be striving to capture all of Cyrus's unique Pokemon, but also aim to defeat all 18 gyms and successfully complete the storyline. Cyrus is known as the leader of Team Galactic and a man consumed by his obsession with traveling to parallel universes. But can he face off the new frontier in Paldea? Well, let's get started. Our journey commences at home, where our mother holds the key to unlocking
the boundless power of Giratina, the Lord of the Underworld.
Hey, old man, do you happen to have a Pokemon with the power to summon a separate world? No? Well, I see. In that case, I'll have to embark on this quest of discovery myself. So we're gonna quickly just skip through the rest of the intro because we don't really get a lovely starter here. We get one a bit later. So let's skip to that point. All right, it's time to first off switch up our hair. Much better. The blue suits us way more as Cyrus. What we need to do next is get an actual partner Pokemon, and the first one we'll find is going to be Houndour, which we can find right around the Poké Path, in the same cave where we helped the giant lizard man walk through earlier. Once we travel all the way down here, we find Houndour with the Demon
Hound, Dark, and Fire typing on it.
And this doggy will be highly needed for our first obstacle, which is to beat Katie. She uses a team of bug types and a little teddy bear. After struggling to push around a giant bean, it's time for Bug Mommy herself. It's Katie. I don't fear you, woman. I have the power of God and anime on my side. We start off with sweeping through the Nimble and Tarantula with just embers. Teddiursa gets terrestrialized into, of course, a bug type, which ends up being good for us, as that will increase the damage from our embers. And with some hellishly good damage, we defeat Teddiursa and live on extremely low health, meaning we have our first gym badge. My dominance has begun. Having conquered our initial challenge, we recognize the need for some extra muscle in the team, leading us to seek out our trusty red-nosed friend Nosepass over in Kitakami. Nosepass, please hurry, show me the way back home. Well, it's worth noting that Nosepass and Probopass were once in Cyrus's possession in the Adventures manga, and so we'll be incorporating this long-nosed companion into our Cyrus-themed team as well. Since we have now sorted out a Nosepass, we take on the giant crab which hides on the cliff, and this is going to be our first Titan battle. Now, given our typings on Houndour and Nosepass, we go Houndour out first with a Leer to lower the defense of the big crabman, and after a few sparks from Nosepass, we actually paralyze the big boy and make him run away. Arvin, hey, nice of you to show up and help us out though. You are kind of late, I'm not gonna lie. Now, either way, we get ourselves some Herba Mystica, and now it's time to head out. Who actually uses these flowers as their Pokemon? I guess whatever twerp runs this gym. And that twerp is Brassius, who uses a variety of horrible grass-type Pokemon, as well as a Sudowoodo. Starting things off, Petalilli and Smoliv eat embers to their small faces, and Sudowoodo comes out and terrestrializes, which helps it not really do anything, because now it's just weaker again to our embers. Same thing Katie did, they both make the same mistake. And we even managed to burn it, survive the rock throw, and then finish it off with a last ember. See, I told you, twerp, your sunflowers, they stand no chance against our team, which will bring upon great change to this world. Before we engage in a battle with the bird atop the hill, I believe it's time to expand our squad with a new companion. This time we set our sights on Magnemite. This is a choice, is basically just a nod to one of the Pokemon that Cyrus used, which was kind of random, which also featured prominently in the Pokemon Adventures manga. It's his electric type buddy, and the electric typing would also prove invaluable against the looming threat of that big bird. So we successfully capture it and add it to our squad. Bombardier and its flying dart typing stands no chance against our dimension-destroying team. With our new addition Magnemite, we Electro Ball twice, which is enough to defeat the Bombardier. So I won't need your help for this one, Arvin. I got it on my own. And also, this Herba Mystica is once again going to help me to unlock the ultimate potential of universal creation.
He really has some issues, doesn't he?
Right, let's make a swift entrance into Team Star's Dark-type crew. And oh, hey, Clavel, have you ever considered trying some Nivea for that unruly hair situation you've got going on? No? Well, whatever. Either way, we start off by attacking the base and sending out Nosepass to stomp the life out of those little dark types. And then it's time to actually face off against none other than Giacomo, the Dark-type specialist. Thankfully, we still have our trusty Magnemite. Despite it taking a Metal Claw hit in the face, we unleash a series of Thunder Shocks, eventually overpowering and defeating the Ponyard. With only Reverroom remaining, we follow up with more Thunder Shocks before Magnemite falls. But worry not, we still have the Compass and the Hell Dog. Houndour begins with a fiery Incinerate to inflict maximum damage before Nosepass steps in, delivering the final blow with Rock Throw and a Spark, bringing an end to Giacomo and his squad squad of Dark-type enthusiasts. So unfortunately, before we can bask in our hard-earned victories, we embark on a mission to battle Iono and of course her electric types. However, before we can do that, we're once again confronted by Nemona, who seems to have taken a liking to stalking us throughout the region. The battle gets off to a promising start for us. We relentlessly spam Gyro Ball with Magnemite, eventually defeating Nemona's Pokemon. Then Pommy, the persistent critter, manages to take down Magnemite with its Dig attack, but our reliable companion, the Compass, steps in with a barrage of rock throws, bringing Pommy to its knees. With only Floragato remaining, a fierce cat with sharp claws, it quickly dispatches Nosepass. However, we managed to land a well-timed Thunder Wave to confuse it, or rather to actually paralyze it. Just before it can unleash a devastating Magical Leaf, Houndour takes the reins and secures our victory using multiple Incinerates to burn the thing to a crisp. I must say, Nemona, your incessant presence and penchant for stalking are quite unwelcome. I do not like them. It's no wonder your parents may prefer to keep you at a distance, because you are really just overwhelming. Just as we are preparing for our showdown with Iono, our trusty friend Houndour evolves into a Houndoom, transforming it into a slightly larger and more menacing Helldog. Speaking of oddities, hey Iono, why are you hiding inside of a screen? How's this even possible? Have you transcended into the 2D realm? Before we confront Iono, we make a pit stop in Cascarafa to visit the Delibird shop, where we pick out some leftovers. Additionally, earlier in our story, in our journey, we stumbled upon a Thunderstone, so we don't really need to buy one, and it's finally time to actually use this Thunderstone, with it being able to bring about the evolution of Nosepass into its grander version known as Probopass, turning our trusty Compass into a much larger and more imposing one. Finally, it's time to face the electric-type maestro, the fear-inducing Iono. To begin with, her watch roll faces a relentless barrage of sparks right to its face, dealing enough damage to secure its defeat. Luxio, however, enters into the fray, and our Magnemite takes such a heavy blow that I honestly think Iono would just try to use it as a sort of ornament on her hair after killing it. Either way, Houndoom takes over, initiating the battle with a nasty plot to enhance our special attack, before Incinerate is able to move in and obliterate the poor Luxio. Bellyboat stands no chance whatsoever, succumbing to a single hit from Incinerate that reduces it to ashes, leaving only Miss Magius. Iono, of course, turns it into an electric, type. It just terrestrializes it, but we counter with a combination of Bite and Incinerate, ultimately resulting in Miss Magius's defeat. Hey, so Iono, you gonna tell me how you did that 2D world stuff? No? Okay, well, whatever. Alright, we've cleared the path for our next challenge, which is to battle Mela. But first, though, we must add another member to our team. This one can be found just outside of Levencia City, where we'll encounter the formidable Gyarados. Don't give me that menacing look, you weirdo. I can always reverse your evolution back to a Magikarp, you know. Either way, Gyarados is a Pokemon that Cyrus employed and used in battle within the Distortion world, making it a valuable addition to our roster. And so, we've now reached the Fire Squad, where we will find Mela waiting for us. But before the battle, we'll run into Clavel, and we start talking about things before Charlos the Charcadet shows up. He carries wisdom with him, that poor little creature. Either way, the battle with Mela actually begin. Our showdown is here. Her Torkoal proves no match for the relentless waterfalls unleashed by Gyarados. Following Torkoal's defeat, the Shedar Starmobile enters the fray, and we employed the same strategy, relentlessly basically sending wave after wave of waterfall until Gyarados ultimately conquers the Starmobile. Of course, Mela, you may have tried, but your attempts were in vain. You're simply too inexperienced to challenge the might of Team Galactic. Oh, look, there's Charlos the Charcadet. Our next challenge awaits us in the domain of the Lurking Steel Titan. Fortunately, this colossal steel creature stands no chance against our fiery Houndoom. With a single strike, Houndoom effortlessly KOs it, showcasing its dominance. And right on cue, Arven shows up at the last minute. Pretty much tradition at this point. Sometimes I can't help but suspect that he intentionally lets me do all the work just so he can get snacks for his dog. It's a little bit weird. But either way, it's all good. He lends me some help and we're able to defeat Orthworm. And hey, most of the time of this battle, we just use Incinerate and it pretty much did all the heavy lifting. As for the Herba Mystica, it might hold the key to unlock the true potential of universal travel. So, dragon creature, you can eat it. It's fine. Over in Cascarafa, it seems like the gym leader tried to make a run for it, perhaps a bit intimidated by our presence. After a little searching, we managed to locate him and we offer a battle right at his gym. And first up for him is going to be his Veluza. We send out Magnemite, several well-placed Thunder Shocks later, and we're able to bring Veluza down. However, when Wugtrio takes the stage, our Thunder Shocks misses, and sadly, Magnemite is defeated. It's now Probopass's turn, and its sparks deal enough damage to take out Wugtrio after a few powerful hits. With only Crabominable remaining, we unleash Gyarados using Bite and Waterfall to secure victory over Kosu's final team member, making another triumph, of course, for us, and giving us another gym badge. Before we head over to Atticus, we pick up a Thunderstone from the Delibird shop and level up Magnemite to level 30, where it actually evolves into Magneton. And after using the Thunderstone on it, we also evolve it into the big boy Magnezone, completing its evolutionary line, and of course then we head into the forest on the hunt for Atticus. After allowing Gyarados to deal with all of Team Star's poison-type Pokemon, it's time to face off against Atticus. Skuntank takes the lead, but we send in Magnezone, unleashing a spark that not only paralyzes Skuntank, but eventually also defeats it. When Riverroom enters the battle, we manage to inflict some damage with Spark, but it isn't sufficient. Houndoom steps in using Incinerate to secure the victory. Next up, of course, is going to be Muck, a formidable opponent. We put up a good fight with a few Incinerates, but Muck's strength and poison overwhelm our Houndoom. Gyarados then steps in to finish the battle and takes on the Navi Starmobile as well. With the help of several waterfalls, we weaken the Starmobile significantly, letting Probopass join the battle, and after several rock slides, we take down the Starmobile as well. This was made possible because the Starmobile repeatedly used Spin Out, making it essentially just slower, and allowing us to outspeed it and secure victory with the help of our rock slides, which pretty much just slowed it down. So it went solid and we defeated him. Our next destination takes us to Medali City, where we will be encountering our potential new teammate, Murkrow. Given that Honchkrow is one of Cyrus's most iconic Pokemon in my opinion, it's only fitting that we must capture it and welcome it into our team. So, welcome to the squad. After sorting out the addition of Murkrow to our team, we faced an opponent with a rather unappetizing lineup. It was time to battle Larry, a man whose facial expressions rivaled that of Cyrus's in their stoicism. The battle commenced as Komala attempted to induce sleep with its yawn, but Magnezone countered with a powerful tri-attack that took it down. Dunsparce, on the other hand, met a swift and fiery demise, lacking any sort of resistance to the flames. Staraptor was the next one to fall, succumbing to a combination of spark and rock slides, sealing, of course, Larry's defeat. Perhaps Larry and I should meet up for a drink at some point. Seems like we both just could use a friend, to be honest. I mean, look at us. We look depressed. Before I even had the opportunity to leave Medali, Nemona re-emerged for another battle, this time with an evolved team of hers. It began with Lycanroc taking Thundershock straight to its cranium, swiftly followed by Gumi meeting a similar fate. Pomo didn't stand much of a chance either, as we're able to take it down pretty quickly too, even managing to defeat our Probopass, though before Murkrow stepped in with a decisive wing attack against it. This left only Meowscarada to deal with. A combination of Wing Attack and Incinerate from our Houndoom pretty much spelled the end for that Pokemon as well. For now, it seemed that we had vanquished Nemona once more, though I can't help but wonder if she might reappear from the shadows again like a relentless monster that she is. So, while making our way to the Montenevera gym in search of Rhyme, I decided to embark on a bit of a side quest, hunting for Sneasel to become our final partner. However, amidst this pursuit, a remarkable sight caught my attention. It's a shiny Snover! However, unfortunately, we can't include it in our team, but I just couldn't resist actually adding it and catching it for the sheer enjoyment of having this just kind of unique little shiny Pokemon in our squad. However, not long after, we found ourselves being pursued by a Sneasel trying to catch us, and we were quick to capture it and welcome it to our squad. So now we have Sneasel, which is a vital addition to our team, as it basically marks the final member to join our ranks, but also an Ice type that will come in really handy against some of the battles that wait for us in the Elite Four. Now that we arrived in Montenevera, we triumph over the, I guess, disco enthusiasts. All these guys are just really into, like, rap and stuff, I guess. But the real challenge lies in our encounter with Rhyme herself and, of course, her squad. With Rhyme standing before us, we deploy our boy Sneasel and Probopass to execute a powerful combination of Rock Slide and the move Beat Up. By the way, the move Beat Up is amazing. It hits as many times as you have team members. So if we have 6 team members, it's going to hit 6 times. Either way, we actually managed to strike as many times as possible, and the Bonnet actually falls swiftly, without being able to really withstand the onslaught. And the same fate befalls to the Houndstone as it comes to our beat-up strategy. Only Toxtricity and Mimikyu basically remain as our opponents. And once again, we utilize the Rock Slide and beat-ups to unleash devastating damage, ultimately taking them both out and securing our victory over Rhyme. Alright, it's high time we confronted another Titan, and this time is the formidable Quaking Earth Titan. This colossal entity happens to be particularly vulnerable to our waterfall attacks. So, courtesy of Gyarados, with of course also Arven's support, we unleash a relentless barrage of waterfalls, overpowering the Quaking Earth Titan and claiming another batch of the precious Herba Mystica. These mythical herbs are a vital ingredient in our quest to unlock the true extent of our power and capabilities. And of course we want to just time travel and stuff, so it will be fun. In Alfornada, we find ourselves once again facing off against Nemona for what feels like the 7th encounter or something. Now this time, Nemona's Lycanroc suffers a swift and punishing blow from a powerful waterfall, quickly incapacitating it. However, Gyarados, well, it's gonna struggle a little bit because Nemona's own ace proves to be formidable of an adversary for us. But with the help of Probopass, we managed to inflict significant damage through a relentless tri-attack. Sneasel even joins the fray, and despite getting paralyzed, falls to a chilling icy wind. Sligo does that too, and stands no chance against the ferocious bites delivered by Houndoom, as Meowscarada doesn't even have an opportunity to retaliate before succumbing to the fiery Incinerate attack with our boy Houndoom at the front, ending our battle with Nemona, with us being the victorious ones. After some brisk yoga, it's time for our squad to confront Tulip and her psychic types. We commence the battle with a strategic move, using Hone Claws on Sneasel to enhance, of course, our physical attacks. Next, we unleash the fearsome beat-up move. I mean, this thing is really strong, taking down the Girafarig while also inflicting substantial damage to her Gardevoir as well before our boy falls. With Houndoom now out in action, its bite proves to be exceptionally effective, rapidly dispatching both the Gardevoir as well as the Espathra that comes out. Espathra even experiences a flinch when we hit it, rendering it defenseless and adding it to the group of just defeated Pokemon. This leaves only Florges standing, and again we capitalize on our advantage, using Bite to bring down Florges quickly and again effortlessly, being able to defeat, of course, Tulip and get ourselves our penultimate gym badge. As we conclude our journey in Alfornada, the next destination is Glaciado, where we'll encounter Grusha and her formidable team of ice types. I mean, these things are really strong. The battle kicks off with a tough loss as Sneasel succumbs to the Frostmoth. This prompts us to go in with Houndoom to enter the fray, with, of course, the fiery determination of a Helldog. Using Nasty Plot to boost our stats, we then initiate an unrelenting onslaught of Incinerate attacks, just over and over again, successfully taking down Frostmoth, as well as the Beartick, which normally would be able to actually outspeed and whatnot, but again, we now have increased speed and we've just leveraged that. So Titan proves a formidable adversary though, requiring us to call upon Probopass's Rock Slides, but still, the victory pretty much eludes us. It falls to Gyarados to confront and ultimately defeats a Titan, with only Altaria left standing. We endure a direct hit from Hurricane, and then we encounter it with a stream of waterfalls, slowly but surely whittling the Altaria's health down to 0. Of course, with this victory, we not only defeated Grusha, but also that marks the completion and triumph over all the 8 gym leaders of Paldea. Yet, our journey is far from over, and there's much more adventuring that awaits us, so let's go. Now that we've successfully navigated the gym challenges and defeated them, we should head over and deal with Mr. Harrington, and with that done, it's time to engage in a showdown with these Storefall grunts. Again, we're whipping up a battle that ultimately leaves only Ortega remaining, because all his little grunts have no chance. Now, his Azumarill stands little to no opportunity against the unrelenting discharge unleashed by Magnezone. Dashboon tries to muddy water, but it doesn't really matter. But Magnezone's Flash Cannon connects and secures a one-hit knockout. Wigglytuff managed to evade our attack briefly, but Magnezone's typing renders the Fairy-type moves pretty much ineffective. And when the Flash Cannon finally hits, it swiftly destroys the Wigglytuff as well. With only Rushbach Starmobile left now, this is the final kind of boss one you have to deal with, we unleash a series of flash cannons, overpowering and defeating the Starmobile once again. This pretty much was all done with just the help of Magnezone. It pretty much did all the work because of its steel typing. Ortega, your strength has not gone unnoticed. Perhaps it's time for you to consider joining Team Galactic instead. We can unlock your true power. Alright, next up is the False Dragon Titan. And for this one, well, I think I just witnessed a Pokemon being eaten alive. However, this doesn't change the fact that we have a mission to do. So we start off with our trusty Magnezone, which is able to do, again, decent damage against Dondozo. Then Probopass takes the stage, wielding Spark to, of course, vanquish the Dondozo. However, in the second phase of the battle, Arven actually joins our ranks, and together we are able to obliterate, well, actually we obliterate his Greedent and the Dondozo together. And, it appears the Sushi actually survived inside of its belly? Well, doesn't really matter because we're going to defeat that one too. This victory also means we've secured the final batch of the Herba Mystica, and maybe now we can unlock the true potential of galactic travel. As we progress over to the final challenge before we take on the end game, we make our way over to Eri, as she's the only actual opponent that remains. We head to her base, first taking on her grunts before the ultimate showdown with Eri herself. Now, her Toxicroak manages to poison our Gyarados, but our waterfall attack is a potent enough one to take it down. However, when facing Passimian, our squad pretty much goes down, leading to the unfortunate loss of Probopass and pretty much the rest of our squad. Now, this battle didn't seem to go in our favor, and it's pretty evident that we may need to kind of regroup and do some different things first. So we're gonna have to evolve a few Pokemon and maybe just change a few things like a few items that we might need. So let's do that first. All right, to evolve Sneasel as well as our Murkrow, we need 2 items. For Sneasel, we need the Razor Claw, which is the essential item that is needed. And as for our other friend Murkrow, we specifically need the Duskstone. Luckily and conveniently, we can find the Duskstone behind the Montenevera gym, and then we can evolve our fella Murkrow. As for our other friend, we can find the Razor Claw over in the main city inside of the Delibird shop. Now that we have both of these, we evolve, of course, Murkrow, and then Sneasel, we do it during nighttime as we evolve him into a Weavile. Now our squad should be ready to take on Eri again. After doing all the preparations and acquiring new items, we return to face Eri once more. Now, Gyarados takes the lead, and we actually go for the Dragon Dance to bolster up our attack and our speed, a strategy that's actually worked before. With this newfound strength, though, we unleash a Waterfall, and we successfully defeat the Toxicroak. Passimian enters the fray, but it actually flinches due to our Waterfall, and the second attack actually takes it down. Lucario basically has the same situation, but we actually withstand the onslaught and counter with a Waterfall again, taking it down too. Annihilate becomes the next target, and it faces the wrath of our Waterfalls, leaving us on pretty much 1 HP. Yet, it does allow us to launch another successful Waterfall to take it down. With only the Cav Starmobile remaining, we manage 1 Waterfall hit before Houndoom has to step in, attempting to finish up the job with Flamethrower, which it does actually do significant damage, but not enough to defeat it, so Honchkrow, our recently evolved teammate, swoops in with a wing attack, increasing our offensive output. With Weavile becoming our last resort, we use an Ice Shard, which actually isn't really doing much, so it ends up falling as well. So now it falls into the hands of, well, I guess hands if you want to call them hands of Magnezone to deliver the finishing blow, using Discharge to seal our victory, with this being our triumph. We conquered all 18 gym leaders, leaving only a handful of tasks left on our journey now. All right, now it's time to venture into the Elite Four, but before that, we're actually have to answer some questions about how much we like Pokemon, which seems kind of ironic given that our mission is to create a new world without Pokemon. Nevertheless, we then proceed to take on the first Elite Four member, Rika. So Rika, of course, uses a combination of just ground-type Pokemon. And beginning, we start out with our trusty Gyarados at the forefront, employing again the Dragon Dance to just again boost our strength and our attack and speed, which sets the stage for some possibly high damage. Now, Rika's Pokemon actually do a lot of damage with the Blizzard, the Muddy Water, and even the, I guess, Future Sight. However, the power of our Crunch actually prevails, taking down the Catfish with ease. When Donphan steps into the arena, we opt for the Ice Fang, hoping that we're going to be fortunate enough to freeze it. And of course, the luck favors us as Donphan becomes encased in ice. We then continue to deal with Donphan using a barrage of waterfalls. Unfortunately, Dugtrio, however, comes out next and manages to avoid our attacks, setting up even a Sandstorm, and eventually also taking down our Gyarados. With our Weavile entering the battle next, we go for the Ice Shard, which is a good move because it has priority and will always hit first. Taking advantage of that, we defeat the Dugtrio. Then we face off against Camerupt and we rely on Beat Up, dealing considerable damage, but Camerupt's yawn takes its toll, putting us to sleep after Camerupt is defeated before we actually go down. With only Clodsire remaining, Weavile actually just keeps being asleep, giving Clodsire the opportunity to land a series of Earthquakes after it terrestrializes. Fortunately, Clodsire decides to use Protect while we are still asleep, and when we finally actually wake up, Weavile falls to a Earthquake. Then we call on the help of Houndoom to finish up the job with a Flamethrower. Although Houndoom manages to do some damage to the Clodsire, it falls to a single Earthquake. In the end, Magnezone emerges as our savior, as we utilize Flash Cannon to defeat the Clodsire. All in all, the battle against Rika was pretty actually smooth for us. Our journey through the Elite Four continues as we face Poppy and her formidable team of Steel-type Pokemon. First in line is Copperaja. We kick things off with a Dragon Dance, of course, fortifying our strength and even managing to evade the Play Rough attack from her. Crunch then proves to be an effective move, inflicting decent damage and even further basically just increasing our damage with another Dragon Dance. It all culminates in the defeat of Copperaja through the sheer power of the Crunch. Magnezone is next to step up to the plate to take us on. Although we connect with one Crunch, Magnezone ultimately takes us down with the Discharge eventually. Houndoom must then enter the fray, and here is where things go crazy. We unleash a Scorching Flamethrower to take down Magnezone. Following up is Bronzong, who goes the same way, and our Flamethrower is just so effective that basically none of the Steel type can overcome it. Their defense is just not strong enough. Corviknight and Tinkaton are no different. First up, Corviknight falls, and then of course Tinkaton, which even terrestrializes, is also taken down and becomes a victim of our Flamethrowers. With these victories, we successfully conquered 2 out of the 4 Elite Four members, and our journey progresses as we strive to become the champion of Paldea. Our next target on the path to becoming the Pokemon champion is going to be Larry once again. Now the battle kicks off against his Tropius, and we opt to begin by setting up a nasty plot to significantly increase our actual special attack with Houndoom. Now to our advantage, Tropius actually uses Sunny Day, which is just not good because it's going to give us the sunny weather, basically enhancing the power of our Flamethrower, which now deals even more damage. So it goes horrible for the Tropius. It goes down straight away. Staraptor is next to face us, but again stands no chance against our Flamethrower. Altaria manages to endure one Flamethrower, but basically succumbs to a second one. It too falls swiftly to a single Flamethrower. With Flamigo as the final opponent, we decide to basically just go for Flamethrower once more, and it proves to be successful of a choice, securing with one hit knockout against the Flamigo, marking our 3rd victory in the Elite Four. As we continue, we do it with confidence because, man, our Houndoom is strong. Our journey through the Elite Four reaches its final member, Hassel, and his team of formidable Dragon-type Pokemon. We commence the battle with Weavile, deploying the Ice Shard to take down Noivern. The first attempt doesn't really finish the job, but our second Ice Shard seals the deal. However, Haxorus proves to be, again, a very difficult opponent, rendering our Ice Shard basically ineffective. In response, Probopass has to come in and employs the Thunder Wave to paralyze Haxorus. We then unleash a combination of Discharge and Tri-Attack, but it's still not enough to defeat the Haxorus. Magnezone must step in instead, using Flash Cannon to ultimately take it down. With Haxorus out of the way, Dragalge is next on Hassel's team, and it too also goes down to the Flash Cannon. Of course, it has the poison typing, so it's gonna suffer. Flapple meets a similar fate and swiftly is defeated by a well-placed Flash Cannon as well. This leaves only Excalibur as the final obstacle, which of course is the Ice Dragon type. Taking significant damage, we continue the onslaught of Flash Cannons as it's able to do a lot. Ultimately, however, Honchkrow has to step in to secure the victory, outspeeding the Excalibur with, of course, the Sucker Punch and dealing the final blow. With the defeat of Hassel, the last of the Elite Four members is done, bringing us one step closer to taking on the champion herself. Speaking of champions, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below who is the best champion. Some may argue it's somebody like Cynthia and Steven, but it could be someone else. So let me know, guys, who is the best champion in Pokemon. All right, now it's time to take on the champion herself. So, as we start our battle against Geta, she basically just has an interesting way to do things. With our Houndoom going out first, we begin by special attack boosting with Nasty Plot, which is then followed up by a Flamethrower to defeat her Espathra. We then swiftly take and deal with the Avalugg and the King Gambit with a single Flamethrower each as well, by the way. Veluza manages to basically interrupt our plans with an Aqua Jet, but we are able to recover with the help of Gyarados to take it down, basically boosting our attack and speed using a Dragon Dance and then taking it down with a Crunch, to vanquish Veluza away. Gogoat is then also defeated with a single Ice Fang. Luckily, we are faster and have higher damage, leaving only Glimora to deal with. Although Geta attempts to terrestrialize it, we basically have the speed and the power now to outspeed it and ultimately get the victory with the help of our powerful waterfall attack. And so, with our tactics and all the challenges and everything we've done, we've now successfully defeated Champion and completed another one of our missions. As for our next challenge, that one leads us over to Arven to confront him and his team. Now, the battle takes place at the Poco Path, where as we get there, of course, he's just dealing with some mommy issues, but we're going to be kicking off the battle. And we start with Nasty Plot once more to boost our special attack. We then endure a hit from his Greedent before striking back with a powerful flamethrower, bringing an end to Greedent's participation in this battle. Although Garganical manages to survive the flamethrower, basically we just use Gyarados with its waterfall to ensure that it also is defeated. Toadscruel is next on the list, and it receives an Ice Fang to the face, leading to its defeat as well. Scovillain then follows up, enduring the crunch attacks before ultimately also falling to our relentless strikes. As for Cloyster, it pretty much faces a similar fate, being defeated by Discharge, coming in from our boy, specifically Magnezone. With only Maboostif remaining, we unleash a Flash Cannon to obliterate it, and this victory signifies our completion of the Legends Path, right? Where we get all the Herba Mystica. This is the final part, and we're now ready to proceed over to the Manzana Academy. Facing off against Clavel is going to be an interesting one, so we find him in front of the Manzana Academy, and we quickly get into the battle. Of course, we start off with Nasty Plot to enhance our stats. With our boosted special attack, we then unleash a bunch of flamethrowers to take down the giant monkey and his team. Now, Clavel's squad is interesting. So next up, he has a Houndoom. So it's a Houndoom versus Houndoom standoff, which proves to be kind of an intriguing battle. Although the Thunderfang initially doesn't really do much, the second hit actually manages to flinch the Houndoom on the other side, allowing for us to follow up with another attack to secure the victory. Abomasnow's icy defenses crumble in the face of our flamethrowers, while Poltegeist and Amoonguss also basically meet their demise through the sheer power of our flames. Quaquaval is the final Pokemon, and it stands as the final obstacle. And of course here, we just use Gyarados to deal with this foe. Utilizing Crunch, we ultimately are able to take down his final Pokemon and defeat Clavel, making us the victorious party in this endeavor. And so we can continue now inside of the school. Our next challenge takes place in the schoolyard, where Penny leads a team of formidable evolutions, but still doesn't matter. To prepare for the battle, we once again deploy the Nasty Plots to boost our special attack, and our boy Houndoom is now really powerful again. We unleash again the flamethrowers to swiftly eliminate the Umbreon. Vaporeon then comes in and is able to hit us with a powerful Hydro Pump, but fear not, our Magnezone counters effectively with a Discharge to take down the Vaporeon, the very sus Vaporeon. Unfortunately though, the effort has taken its toll on our Magnezone, and it falls to the Jolteon's thunder attacks. So Weavile has to step up to face off against Jolteon. With of course the help of our priority Ice Shards, we're able to take it down, ensuring its swift defeat. Leafeon then comes out for the next challenge, but Weavile again is not really able to do much as it succumbs to a really strong Exeter. In turn here, we have to go in with Honchkrow, as it's able to seize the opportunity to turn the tide. Its wing attack effectively takes down the Leafeon, and we proceed to face off against the last opponent, which is going to be the fairy type evolution Sylveon. Now, wing attack deals some damage, but it's not enough, and for the final push, we gotta use Gyarados, which basically we go for the Dragon Dance to boost its power. And here it's a bit of a combo because she keeps using Baby Doll Eyes, so we just keep using Dragon Dance to increase our speed and our attacks to hopefully be able to take her down. And with the help of a combination of waterfalls, we get the decisive victory with the help of Probopass and secured our win against Penny and her team of impressive evolutions, man. As we reach the conclusion of the Starfall Street journey, we also begin our journey against Nemona, which is going to be the final battle. So we begin by dealing with her Lycanroc, which is her first choice Pokemon. We act swiftly while calling upon Gyarados to do this job. We begin with the Dragon Dance, and of course she goes for the Stealth Rocks, but we do this to make sure that we outspeed her with our second hit. So this makes us super strong with the Waterfall, basically being able to take down Lycanroc with a single hit. Palmot then comes in, which is Nemona's next contender, and once again we opt for the Waterfall And although the first strike doesn't actually seal the deal and we are not able to, take it out, fortune does smile upon us as the Palmot flinches due to the waterfall, providing the opportunity for a second one to secure the victory. The Dunsparce becomes our next adversary, tenaciously enough to withstand the initial waterfall, but powerless to resist the follow-up assault from our waterfalls. As for Gudra, again a formidable presence, once it enters the fray, we decide that okay, maybe we should go with Ice Fang, which actually inflicts a significant amount of damage. Despite enduring a Dragon Pulse from Gudra, Gyarados still stands, delivering a second Ice Fang and defeating the imposing creature. Now, Earthworm steps forward next. Now, evidently, it did underestimate our Gyarados, but guess what? It goes for us and challenges us, but Gyarados emerges again victorious with another waterfall. And it's really crazy because we only have barely any health left. Now that Nemona's final Pokemon Meowscarada remains, it comes in and we're able to go in with a final Ice Fang, and following this we of course use Houndoom, which is able to secure our victory with a Flamethrower. Nemona's relentless pursuit has come to an end, allowing us to proceed on our journey to Area 0, where we're gonna find Professor Sada. Alright, after running through this whole place, hello there, we've made it all the way down to AI Sada. So, let's see what she's up to. And so, the final climactic battle begins, and Slitherwing is going to be her first choice. We decide to go for our, tried and true strategy, kicking off with Gyarados, but using 3 Dragon Dances. This is a power boost that's going to give us the win. This allows Gyarados to take down the first opponent with a waterfall attack, which takes down Slitherwing with ease. Flutter Mane and Sandy Shocks pretty much share the exact same fate, both succumbing to Gyarados' mighty waterfalls. Screamtail, the penultimate foe, actually tries to withstand their assault but falls victim to a critical flinch caused by, again, the waterfall, resulting in its ultimate defeat on the second hit, since we do outspeed again. We have 3 times the speed, Brute Bonnet encounters our Gyarados next, but then it faces off against our Ice Fangs, and it pretty much also takes that one down too, only leaving Roaring Moon to stand between us and victory. But Gyarados' astounding strength shines once more, as we're able to go for a single powerful waterfall to take down even the Roaring Moon, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of Sada, but it also proves that we, Cyrus, are able to beat all of Paldea and now have the knowledge to create a new universe. So guys, I'll see you in that universe for our next video. Bye-bye.